Here we are again with my experiments replicating stuff that was done way back in the early days of experimental radio. Some of you may recall seeing an article called the mustard pot triode. Yeah, well, many years ago, someone figured out that you could take a dual filament automobile bulb and turn it into a crude sort of external grid triode, like a wagent valve or regent valve. And you have probably the most famous one, also kind of like the arcotrons. None of them work very well, but that's not to say that they don't work at all. Because, I mean, here we go. That's not a lot of gain, input and output, but it is gain, and it is quite stable. Critical adjustment, I can get a bit more out of it. The upper trace is the input, of course, lower trace being the output. I'm using a grounded grid configuration in this instance, and the driving signal is 1.21 kilohertz. I've got about, as you can see, 13.25 volts on the filament right now, and the rest of this stuff here is just the plate and grid supplies. Beefier than they need to be, but use them for a lot of experiments. I've got a little current indicator there on the microampere gauge. Under 100 microamps, but just to show that this is, I'm going to go ahead right now and turn down the plate voltage so you can see that the second signal just go ahead and slowly decay away to nothing, because, well, if this were just capacitively coupled through or something like that, I mean, that wouldn't affect anything, and the plate current just dropped to zero. And turn this back on up to here, so, and yeah, there comes the signal. And it is, okay. The exact voltage that things get run at kind of critical. A little bit too much, a little bit too little, and you don't get much useful gain out of the thing. Adjusting the external grid bias right now, which in theory you'd think wouldn't have a big effect, but it also seems to help. And certain configurations actually can engage almost complete cutoff right there. Just, whole few hundred, close to 350 negative volts on the 50 volts negative on the grid there to cut it off. But now I'm bringing that back down to almost no bias. But really, it wants some bias right about there. Go ahead and increase the cathode power there a little bit. Pump that up to 14 volts, and as you can see, the output signal once again has started to demonstrate significant gain. All right. Bye.